Hello gamers and welcome to Division Sunday with a Division 4 C game. It's game 1 between GustGod and Espresso, and I think we haven't seen Espresso yet on my channel, so a new player joins the fray in GustGod, and they play on Zbuczyn. It's a map I personally don't fancy too much, and GustGod plays with 4th Fallschirmjäger Maverick. Espresso plays with 4th Armored Maverick. Let's take a look at GustGod's division first. So obviously 4th Fallschirmjäger is quite division. It used to be super good and like S tier, but it dropped down a bit. Still a very solid division with a lot of tools for all the ranges. In the Reckon tab, you do get the Aufklärungspanzer 2, which can be really annoying. SPW AB43, which he single vents. It's interesting to see because most players, I think, don't upvet autocannons. And then in B phase, this lovely recon vehicle. You can't bring the K in phase, but you can bring this in B phase. It's good against infantry, it's good against light armor and against air. So quite nice. There's no dedicated recon infantry that he brings. They are not too bad. Or you can go for sharpshooters, 3-man strong. No recon infantry. Infantry tab, you get the Fallschirm Pioneers. They are basically slightly better Pioneers because they've got the radar straight. Fallschirm Sturm Pioneers, 25 points now. Good unit and in a fast vehicle, 90 kilometers per hour. And then Parachudisti. This is, I think, a pretty decent unit. It's only 8-man strong, but they've got the Beretta, shoots at 150 meter range, and they've got the Breda, their automatic rifle, so you can shoot 100 meters well. So actually at like 150 meters, this is pretty decent for the Panzerfaust. I think it's a decent unit. Fallschirmjäger ZF, that's with Pepper rifle. The cheap Fallschirmführer comes in B phase only. The Paradassalto, very good CQC unit with shock, 9 Berettas and 80 capabilities. Fallschirmjäger ZF again, and then the Parachutist. He doesn't go at all for the cheap Fallschirmjäger MG34, and I think this division used to have the very good Fallschirmjägers as well, the FG42s, but they don't have them at least. So yeah, this is basically like a slightly better P-Gran kind of, or like a P-Gran basically, not really anything special anymore. Tank tab, you get this very efficient Stück M42. The heat shells have 85mm penetration and 1.5 kilometer range. AP shells have slightly more range, only 90mm penetration, so it's only good against light armor. You won't pen up Sherman, for example, at least not frontally. So that could be a bit of an issue. But he's got the Tiger, double vetted in B phase, and an unvetted Panther. He kind of needs to vet them up, I think, with the Fallschirmführer. So yeah, and the Pantherführer is only available in A phase. That's a bit of a shame for this division, because they tend to, I think they always have like the same availability, the leader card with Panthers and the normal Panthers. So yeah, so you can always bring the Panther leader, but this one is only available in A phase. Port tab, you get the Flamers in points only, and you get the radar straight on top. The MG42 unvetted, that's also a bit unusual. And then the M43. It's a cool 2 kilometer G unit, but also has AP shells, 90mm, and then 120mm heat shells, only 4, but that can be potent against the Shermans. He goes for a Tankette as a commander. Not sure if it's worth it because of the lack of, the mobile leadership. It's tricky to make it count. And this can be spotted a bit. It has only medium stealth. So this is the same price, but has exceptional stealth, which can be better because you can hide it in a building more easily. No LG40, but it's not the LG42, so yeah, it's not the biggest of losses. But in the Sturmpanzer 4, lovely assault gun in B phase. Anti-tank, you get the Kanone, they are really good. In A phase, they come in a very fast vehicle as well. And the Elephant in A phase, I wonder if we will see it. Panzerschreck in B phase, and then a Pack in B phase as well. He will definitely need the Panzerschrecks, I think, against all the Germans. No Pack Gerlich. With that penetration, I think it might have been an interesting pick. But we don't see it. The availability is quite fantastic, and with the radar straight, I think it's actually really good. Anti-air, you get the NAC 4,500, 4,500. Not too good. Buck 43, but a bit squishy. And then you get upwetted variant B phase, and then the Flak 88mm in base. Artillery, the Warwater. Okay, here we see the Reckon infantry. That's actually a cool trick. I sometimes do it as well. But it's not necessarily a trick, but something you can do. If you have two cool units here, like armored units, you can basically always take like the Reckon unit in the artillery tab, which always has, I think always has a radio as well. So that's actually a really good choice here. Then he brings the 80mm radio mortars and the K18 heavy artillery. I think this might have been an option as well because the availability is now really good on them. You have a bit more shells, not that much more, but the rate of fire is not as good. But I think this would have been an interesting choice as well, but there's only so much you can. Another trick used to be, it's not that popular anymore, that you take the artillery leader as one of your infantry leaders, or generally speaking as one of your leaders, but their loadouts is pretty shit, and the problem is that no one really uses it for the artillery leader role, so you basically can give radio to, and you also reduce dispersion for tube artillery, and lots of people use them as normal leaders, but that's when they still cost 40 points, and now 50 points is quite expensive, and the artillery leader role is not used that often. Air tap, I love to see a Reckon plane. Lovely, those German planes. Then you get the double wetted, that's interesting. Italian fighter, that's a decent and fast fighter. Focke-Wulf, unfortunately the shitty bad resilience variant, but you've got two different types of bombs, so you can deactivate a bomb and throw the other one and then activate it again and have another go. And then we see BF-110, Night Fighter. Rockets, I don't think it will be that great. And then we see a bomber here as well with a heavy loadout. Yeah, I think he goes for the better loadout. This one is more expensive, more availability, but this is the better loadout. It has more boom. And he doesn't go for this Focke-Wulf. I mean, 5 points difference. If you want to activate and deactivate, this one is actually maybe a bit better, but I think heavy payload has a longer load time than medium payload. Sure, light payload is very fast with, yeah. So that's the division. He will make good use of his infantry in the town in Zbuczyn and also on the flanks. He has some sea areas that are often contested, but we'll see how it goes. Let's jump to Espresso stack. Espresso playing 4th Armored. I recently faced 4th Armored, and I think Commander Owl casted the game, and yeah, very good division in the current in meta. You get the ammo and pioneers, so I'm actually surprised to not see it banned, to be honest. Maybe because of the map. No Bantam, no meme unit, but this is actually quite nice because you get a really cheap radio unit for very few points. Then you get the M8 double weighted in A phase. Then a Steward back on in B phase single weighted. You get the cavalry scouts, really good unit. He only takes one of them, that's the thing. But he's also got the ammo and pioneers, that's also a very solid option here. Then engineer leaders in A phase, engineers. It's so interesting that he doesn't take them in the half track. I mean, that would be too costly, I presume. Current meta. Armored, then the LMG rifles. They're actually not too great. Personally, I'd probably rather take the rifle spar because of the bazooka. You have bazookas everywhere. It's really lovely for you and not so good for the opponent. Then rifles in the GMC. Truck and armored rifles, they come in a half track. So lots of units in A phase already. Then in B phase, engineers, rifles late, and then also bar rifles, armored rifles bar in a half track. So there is still a lot of half tracks around, but not that many, and actually none in B phase, which I think is a little bit surprising. Tank tab, we get the Stewards, we get a command Sherman A phase, the Rhino. The Rhino is basically like a beefed up Sherman kind of. You can see that it's got the same gun, but the armor is better. 120 mil. It's like the A1 is really bad in comparison, and 120 millimeter armor is pretty nasty. Then the M4, and then another Sherman commander, and then another Sherman variant, basically. Shitty armor in C phase. Lots of double wetting going on. Love to see that. For the Shermans, I think it's a good call. And here we see the flamethrowers in the duck. It comes still super fast with 100 kilometers per hour. And a 50 cal unwetted supplies. And 100 millimeter front armor here. It's got the 2K HE, and it also has heat shells with 130 millimeter. That's pretty good. Would have been fun to see the cargo, because for just 10 points more, you get like 50% more supplies. It's quite slow though, but it's also armored. So personally, I would take the M30 cargo. The anti-tank tab, we see the M1 gun. We see Hellcats in A phase and B phase. In B phase, they are not vetted, interestingly. They used to be a beast. They're still good, but they used to be super strong if you had a little swarm of them. No bazooka, but he has lots of bazooka in the infantry tab. Then unvetted AA, both in A phase. I actually don't think he's going to bring 4 cards of them in A phase because it's just too many points. But maybe he wants to cover all 3 lanes. Every map has usually lanes, and maybe double cover one, but one of them won't too much, in particular not unvetted, but got some leaders. Here we go see the mobile 80mm mortar. See the M12. This can be very strong. It's 7,200 and blast, lots of damage. It's very armored, so that's pretty cool. And then the off map. In the air tab, we see the P47D, medium resilience, so one, a nice bomb. 47D RE, another 2 nice bombs. can be used as a fight as well with 8 Brownings, this one as well. And then here we see one with an AT capability. The planes you get here are actually quite good, in my opinion, but you have very limited slots only. Rosie the Rocketeer is more like a meme unit, not really good, unfortunately, and it's only one. And the other option for Recon would be this one, but I think you'd need one more slot that's affordable in order to actually get that, or maybe drop one of those 47Ds, in particular against the Soviet deck. Because the Soviet AA has been buffed quite a bit. But now he's not playing against Soviets, so see how it goes. Let's go to the map. So here we are on Zbuczyn, and on the left-hand side in red we've got Espresso, and on the right-hand side in blue we've got GustGod with 4th Fallschirmjäger, Espresso playing 4th Armored. So in my opinion, red has the advantage on this map. Blue usually can get into this spot here and contest this flag because there's no direct connection for red, so it takes red some time to get here. But once they get here through the forest, usually blue can get pushed out, and this position here or this flag can also be you know, threatened from here with snipers and whatnot. And then you can just position a cheeky unit somewhere here. That's enough to hold it. As soon as a unit comes out here, it will be shot at. Also, this can be used as a point to push through and threaten 2 flags that are very exposed here. Here also, this is a flag that can be attacked by red rather nicely, because it's got some lines of sight here to have like mid-range and even long-range support on the attack, so it's a bit difficult. This, on the other hand, can't really be nicely supported. You know, an attack on this flag, attacks this flag. You don't have any good places for your tanks and long-range weapons and stuff. That's a bit difficult for blue. Because if you get in here and then you have a bazooka unit here in one of those houses, and yeah, that is a problem for blue. Then here there are usually some fights taking place here. Blue, if they have lots of range, they can threaten this flag rather nicely, but then again, red can just hide here in these forests kind of and still be close, and then will have to cross, and that's it can be quite exposed to lots of openings here from the sides as well. Also, this flag is easily snatched by red right from the get-go. They just need to drive up here, and look how far back the red flag is. This flag is a bit more advanced than this, but it's a grindy to get in. Lots of CQC units. It's a super long way that you have to take all the way here, because this is usually not safe. And then also red can position units here, like even tanks and stuff, and they will be outside the range of bazooka units and the likes. So I think, yeah. And obviously in towns, as per usual, lines of sight can be tricky. And the line of sight tool is not always 100% accurate. So so I tend to ban this map. Here you see a very defensive deployment by Espresso in the very south, but then he goes in and attacks this flag. And here he's mainly bringing himself into position, but generally speaking, it's a rather defensive deployment here as well. He's clearly not intending to immediately push, but he will want to threaten this flag here. He's got the faster division with some of his units, like the Flamers. Airborne deployment here to attack these flags. And then here he is clearly going to attack this flag, and he will succeed in that. It will take these units ages to get there, and the best thing blue can do is not go here because it's tricky, but immediately go through here and try to take this forest and thus protect this flag as well. Here, you see positioning of the Beobachter for record information. He's going to attack this flag. That's interesting. And also some attacks here. You can already see this flag is far behind, and it can be threatened. This can be threatened from quite a lot of spots. Yeah, bit aggressive deployment here as well, and also the typical push here for like a tick early on. I think this is going to be a very interesting match, so let's hit it. And there we go. Tanks are rolling. Left hand side Espresso's 4th Armored Division, and right hand side GustGod's 4th Fallschirmjäger. You can see how fast those flamers are. The jeeps are also very fast still with 95 kilometers. See a Rhino already. I didn't go through all the single units because I think we'll just see how it develops. Some might get transport sniped even and not play a role at all. Get a Recon unit in here. This is a very bare bone deployment here, but also by Espresso. The Cannone here is a good call. And luckily for blue, for GustGod, the Horsch is also rather fast. But is it fast enough? He needs to unload the Fallschirmjäger, otherwise it will go down. Look, they're just browsing by and he's unloading them now. Ah, but they continue. Interesting. But the Cannone is in grave danger. And it might go down. Good retreat order here. Well, not retreat, but move order. But I think it will go down. In the meantime, here we see some clashes here with the forward deployment. This Cannone also going down. The Stuck here, an okay spot, will deal with the 50 cal, but the Rhino will be a problem. Here we see that GustGod almost managed. I will turn on the volume a bit. And GustGod almost managed to get here. But like I mentioned before, Red has some nice lines of sight. It's like everywhere. And here we see it, this 50 cal basically stopping this push. And he is pushing through the forest. He lost his flag. But GustGod nevertheless in the lead. Got this flag and this flag thanks to this flamer. And the first mortar called in. Here we see a Stuart and an LMG rifles pushing forward. Not strictly speaking CQC, but that's not what he wants. He just wants to get here on the side of the hill and take this flag back. That's the best thing you can do. And yeah. The Flamer still alive against the M8. The Rhino now joining the fight. How many MGs? Yeah, look at that. 2 Brownings and a 50 cal. So now the Aufklärungspanzer is fighting and there's no AT in here. The Ammo and Pioneers, they have heat shells. He deactivated the carabines, so nice micro here. It's a shame that you can't put individual weapons on hold fire. That would be pretty cool, but the M8, yeah, is going to win. The M8 took out the Aufklärungspanzer, so this is a huge threat. But I think GustGod will be able to snatch this flag. First bomber, fighter bomber. No micro on the units, but he's going for the Rhino. That's already a bit of desperation, because he has no other tool right now to deal with the Rhino. A little bit at the side, but it gets away. There's so many 50 cals already. Yeah, that is, it's actually heavily damaged. The radio mortar, not using radio, but just going for infantry, so that's good. This unit needs to be withdrawn, and yeah, the center is apparently Espresso's main line of attack. The LMG rifles attacking the Flamer is a bit lucky. And here the Stuck will kill the Stuart. It is. But it's not hitting. Now it is. So I think this could fall, and then this is open. There's just a 150 cal. There's no armor support here. But there's another leader, first tank leader, second tank leader. So Espresso now trying to beef up his units that have fought bravely so far. And GustGod again here with the radio mortar. And now just outside radio range it seems. But this one could actually give it radio. It's difficult to see. I think it's within radio range of the SPW. But what about the Steward? Now the Cannone here is moving forward. Will get line of sight in a moment's notice. Has a very high rate of fire. So the rate of fire is 20 on both. So it's really good, and with every shot you gain more accuracy. But there's 50 cal, and this 50 cal is devastating for GustGod. All the 50 cals are. More Cannones, more Stuks. And over here the Fallschirmjäger is not unloaded, so he called it in, but he didn't immediately give the unload at position order. That's something you can do. When you call in a unit, you can click somewhere, you know, with your unload button, and then click, hit your unload button on your keyboard, and then click the position, and then you can then you don't need to worry about manually unloading it. The Rhino still very much alive. It is damaged. It might not survive another run. There's no... Well, there's the first AA. So, yeah. That's that for the Focke-Wulf. Because it's only the shitty variant. Radio mortar going for the Rhino. And the Rhino goes down! No, that was a Schlitt. I think it was the Stück. With its 90mm penetrant AP shell at this distance and against 120mm armor. That's quite the feat. And look how it's missing the Steward. Now we see the Aufklärungspanzer Recon plane. Love that. Aufklärungspanzer, a good tool, but the M1 gun is getting into position. Now the Fallschirmjäger ZF is actually needed to deal with that. This unit needs to be unloaded. And here against the Aufklärungspanzer against M8, can it take revenge for its brother up here? Almost. The Aufklärungspanzer 2 doesn't have that great of a range, as you can see here, 750 meters, but it can be really annoying. 12-12, but GustGod still in the lead. And there's the Recon plane. This is the only unit here. Now if the Flamer unloads this, that would be huge. Not unloads, but kills this. Because then this flag and potentially this one is in danger. But there's already a replacement. Now the Aufklärungspanzer 2 will make a short process with the half-track. But it might go down to the M1 gun. Flamer needs to do something. But it doesn't. Here this is still threatened but not taken. So slight lead for GustGod because of these flags. But he lost this flag as to be expected. This flag is usually lost and it's like a prime attack road for blue. And if you have good armor vehicles or like half tracks and stuff and bazookas, for example, and yeah, some light armor, it's very lovely to push through here and attack this as well. Have your AA in a safe spot here somewhere. It's 14-10. So far, Espresso is struggling. Very strong in this season. But GustGod is putting up quite the fight here. Fighting on all fronts. You know, just the unloading doesn't really work. And that can cost you dearly if someone spots that and attacks it. Fallschirmjäger ZF will be able to kill the M1 gun, but it's been withdrawn. Should now be spotted. Here we see the duo of the Stuk and the Aufklärungspanzer. And they do have a chance against that, but now they don't. Needs to be withdrawn, otherwise it'll die. And it dies. Now these units' composition won't help a lot here, because there's lots of yellow forest. That's tricky. Nothing in here. Canone shooting at the Rhino. But it's not going to do much. There's another Rhino coming in the north. But slowly but steadily, Espresso is being ticked down. Nice micro here to put this unit on hold fire. And we see the first M12. And this one is not silent anymore. It did shoot somewhere. We'll need to take a look at that again. In the north, lots of leadership, lots of like a red blob. But the half-track going down to the Parachudisti. And the Fallschirmjäger will kill the rifles late. But the Fallschirm Pioneer is still the commander. He wants to attack this flag. He knows he needs a flag, and it seems that he has decided to go for this flag. Just a good call. Unit is not precisely in the building, but that might be on purpose, in order to not get spotted from this side anywhere. Okay, but it goes down. And there comes the push on the Canone, on the rifles, on the ZF, Mega ZF. Silent so far. They only have 10 shells. That's obviously not much. Lehman has been spotted and will go down. Now an armored LMG rifle is holding this flag. You see some AA. You see the first Tiger. Ticker tank. And double mortar here. Going for the Rhino. That's all you can do basically. But is it in radio range? Potentially not. We'll see how accurate that's going to be. I mean, it can take out tanks. Super strong because top armor is strong. Obviously not too bad. Some hits. Good micro here to move away. Game is so beautiful. And all the terrain changes, they are persistent. And you know, the destroyed vehicles and stuff, this is so cool. But the Canone finally unloaded. That was this one, I think. Serves as AA as well. There's a flag snatched here by GustGod, but he lost this one, so now it's 12-12. Because GustGod lost these two flags as to be expected, but he's pushing back here. At least he's preparing to. Center is more or less a stalemate now, which I think is more advantageous for Espresso, because I think Red also here can have an easier time. Now the ticker tank opening fire on the rifles. Now some sort of HE unit here would be good. One of the support kind of tanks. So right there, the Canone is here in the right spot. I think with a Rhino, it would have been possible, you know, to push hard here. Rhino supported by maybe Stewart and some infantry, 1 or 2 infantry, could have gotten here and maybe even start to threaten all of this. The P-47D is forced back by the NAC, unvetted, so that's actually good performance. The Tigger tank now getting ballsy. And I think GustGod wants the TIG. Now the Hellcat is a threat. Tracks are broken already, but 185 penetration with the APCR shells at 2K range, and down goes the Tigger. And we see a Panther. One out of 4 Panthers. Moe and the Sturmpanzer. That's a good call. Maybe he combines them, but Sturmpanzer here is definitely a good call. But now that Tiger's gone, a Panther here would be nice as well. 13-11 for GustGod because he snatched this flag and is still ballsily holding this flag with just one flamer. But there's no infantry here, but engineers already on the way. Kind of a stalemate here in the forest now. Good veterancy play with the leader here by GustGod as well. But this Sherman is a problem. The rest ain't that much. The engineer leader will go down. Spotted. Armored rifles going down. So 14-10 for GustGod. APCR switched off. That's good micro here. Probably won't need it at this range. Yeah, he does have 145. That should pen the Rhino as well. And he deals more damage. This flag goes back to Espresso. We are in the middle of B phase. And we see the elephant. Wow. It's a rare sight in 1v1. Because it's just so expansive. Look at that. It's 230mm penetration, which is fantastic. At 2K range. Well, it doesn't have that penetration at 2K range because it scales down. But front armor is 190. Side armor still is 95. And it's going to support the Sturmpanzer. That's going to be a good combo, together with the SPW here as well. And the sniper, but sniper will go down, but there's a leader as well, so that's really good. Now the Hellcats actually can pen the Sturmpanzer. Oh no, and it was a crit. Now the APCR only deals 3 damage. But it can cause crits, or it has a higher chance to cause crits. And so that's what happened here. There was an ammo explosion. Generally speaking, I would switch out the APCR like Espresso, like GustGod has done here, because when the AP still has a good enough penetration to deal with pretty much everything that the opponent feels, and otherwise I would personally leave it switched on. And also considering that there are different ranges usually. And yeah, the Panther's being attacked, but there's enough AA now, but not enough to take it down, I think. Oh no, it even goes down. That's 150-ish points down the drain. Wow. Okay, that was costly. That's lovely. A smoke push. Look at that. Now moving in, he wants that. He wants this flag, but he doesn't know what awaits him, and that's the elephant. But look, these units here, the late rifles and the armored LMGs, they don't have the bazooka. So imagine all of these guys had the bazooka. They would kill the elephant. And now none of them can kill the elephant. They can't even tickle it. And now the... Oh, I think that was a misclick. Oh, the AA goes down. That must have been a misclick when he pushed forward with the blob, because it's a bit too early for that desperate push. Oh, that might cost him the game. Well, not really, but it's definitely very unfortunate. But now he's spotted the elephant and is redirecting his forces. But he's got the ammo pioneers. He can dish out some damage. And the you know, the Hellcats, if they had APCR, but they are out of APCR, they might have a chance if they get a lucky crit. Well, the Amos Pioneer will sneak its way here, trying to get a bazooka shot at the elephant. Holy shit. The SPW AB. Ooh, and no. No. Oh, the elephant got hit. But it's a 12 point. 12 point. Oh. Look at that. Got 12 hit points, so it couldn't. This is 10 damage, so that's why it's still alive. E47D will be denied and will go down most likely. That was a very desperate attempt because he had just lost a plane already. Panther dealing with the Hellcats, goes down. Hellcats tend to uptrade, but it's still 14-10 for GustGod because Espresso is not taking back this flag, and neither this one. And here he even lost this flag, which is unusual. But he was, I think, so focused on getting this that he neglected this area a little bit. And then it's also possible, you know, for blue to fight back hard. But the elephant must not get hit now at all. 14-10 though. Can Espresso turn things around still? Possibly can, but he needs to take out units and he needs to win flags. So this puck is a good target. If this puck goes down, then he can actually attack here in this vector. And this has quite some splash damage, so let's take a look. Oh, far off. Direct hit, 2 guys lost. Is not enough. And he's moving it, good call, and he's moving it aggressively, I like that. Yeah, that wasn't enough. It's usually better to have 2. Yeah, and it's only the mortar. Now the M12 is coming to get the ammo. Yeah, I thought it's the M12, but it was only the mortar. Sturmpanzer now here trying to hold the line. Espresso took this flag back. Here you can see how easy it is to actually take this flag back. And he also needs some units here. Sometimes it can be nice to have like a cheap unit just, you know, sitting somewhere here, preventing an unfortunate front line like this. I think it might have been worthwhile waiting for this to arrive till he takes the Pak 40. Unless he still has line of sight, I'm not sure. Will have maybe. Hellcat now very aggressive against the Pioneer. And I think I've missed the elephant going down. Look at that. The mighty elephant. Broken. Presumably by the Hellcat. That's obviously a huge investment, but quite a few units were taken out here. But now Espresso really needs to turn the tide in the town. The BMW goes down. The bars are automatic rifles, so they can fight at close ranges. Oh, that was yeah, no unload. And there's nothing here to stop this. There are quite a few units still here on the board in the center for red. Wolf coming in. Remember the unfortunate loss of the M15. Oh, Armor Pioneer is going down. Puck 40 going down. Still another, yeah, still another one. Hellcat against the Stuk. 4 Parachutisti are being called in. Panzerschreck. Like expected that it's going to be needed in B phase, and here it is. Doesn't change the front line, so it's not possible to know that it's there. And he's nicely moving it. Will it get a shot off at the Sherman? It might. Yes. Really fantastic micro here by GustGod. From 12 shooting at the Stuk now. See the shots being fired. Boom. Yeah. And the Stuk goes down. Lots of Parachutisti coming in. And they get caught by the Hellcat. 13-11 now for Espresso, because he's taking control of the town. And it will be hard for GustGod to push back in. He's the numbers here help him to actually get this flag back. He's ballsily going in here, even with the leader, interestingly. D'Assalto, what can they do against that many troops? Not in the house, but they can suppress and kill this unit. Was obviously already damaged. 13-11 for GustGod. The north, he did manage to take this flag back. How did he do that? Rifles late. Well, they're not teamed together. And he doesn't have any leaders left here. And he's not holding this flag. For example, you can put your Recon tank here. Obviously, it's always easier said than done. But that's that's commenting and playing are two very different things. And the Hellcat sneakily pushing forward. But there's a Panther hiding here. Ooh. Will the Panther get the shot off first? I think it will. Oh, but not enough. But the Hellcat misses. Oh, and it will run into the, potentially at least, it will run into the cannon. No. Taken out by the rifles late. There's a Panzerschreck here, but the positioning here is now quite good. 13-11 for GustGod, though. Nothing happened here at all. Supplies being moved forward. I like how aggressive the positioning of the AA is. Of the artillery is. Boom. And the mortar is shooting here. There's Puck 40 pinned down. But there's no armor to follow it up. I mean, it's easier said than done, but like 2 tanks or something could just browse through all of this. But there's a Tiger coming. Sturmpanzer has been moved forward a little bit. Rifles forced back. Panzerschreck. Good call here. I think it must have been a very intense match in that very moment for both players, fighting for survival and flags. This is quite a lovely blob to attack with with artillery. 20 minutes left, just over 20 minutes left. I think everything is still possible now, also with some half tracks. But you know, being ticked constantly can break you as well. You don't manage to bounce back early enough. So GustGod slowly but steadily led Espresso, and that's what we see now. The result on the scoreboard. Espresso now taking the lead. Well, the Panzerschrecks are now obviously fantastic tools against the armor. There's even a Panther joining the brawl here. Very, very aggressive tank play. In particular against a division that has bazookas, but here we also see the armored rifles bar. They do have bazookas. They should be able to take out the Panther. Panzerschreck going down. Oh, see this firmly in Blue's hand, but it's two flags, and these two are threatened. There's not much red, and Pak 40 is still alive. Now going for the infantry and the tank. The tank is moving. It will be for nothing. He will get GustGod will get this flag, and then it will be a draw again. At least momentarily. Panther now falling back. He spotted the bazooka units, I presume. Decides that it's better to hunt in the open. It's also the Sturmpanzer, and good call, the Recon vehicle. Now this Fallschirmjäger sniper will actually take this flag. 14-10. What a fight. Now the half track obviously tricky. Against a division without bazooka or Piats, I really don't understand why Espresso didn't bring more half tracks. In the current meta they are very, very good. And fourth Fallschirmjäger does not have the best tools to deal with them. They do have tools, but not the best. Now this going down to what? To the Recon tank here. Oh, but 16-8 all of a sudden. And this flag now being snatched because the tank here was destroyed. Probably it joined an attack. 15-9. Another Sherman. There's a Panther here now. Yeah, now with the Panther and Sturmpanzer here, it's going to be hard. It's in the same position, but they can easily take them out. Giving back this flag. Then it would stop the double tick. There's not much left here at all. Just the frontline units. And this pocket is being pressured from all sides. Now the push is happening here. And the MG42 forced the rifles bar back. Now this unit should just move a little bit, give it a move order, so that, you know, you get the flag. It's a Panzerschreck. 15-9. Can GustGod find a flag? Lost this in the pocket. Looking grim. Wolf can't get through. Sturmpanzer opening fire at the infantry there. But he did manage to win the flag back. Four minutes left till minor defeat. Nice. And then Espresso surrenders. He bled a bit too much and then had a bit of a desperate attacks everywhere, and it didn't quite pan out. And the KD really close. can see Espresso. Only like just under 300 points difference. And GustGod, obviously, an experienced player, rank player level 28, including a ton of multiplayer games and a positive victory ratio, so that's not bad at all. And also, yeah, very good ranked statistics. Managing to wrestle down Espresso here. Kills in hero units with the rifles here. Van Sherman early on. Hellcat, the Tiger and the Sturmpanzer. This one also here taking out the Nag. Hellcat. Rifles late. And who took out the elephant? Another Nag. Took out the elephant. It was the Hellcat. That really traded up this Hellcat. It took out the Panther A and the elephant. What are the hero units on the Axis side? Fallschirmjäger here, sniper rifle, Kanone. Yeah, the Kanones did a good job. The 40 here. The elephant did get some kills, but not enough. Pak 40, the Panther A, Panthers are currently quite good, I think. Better than the Tigers for sure. Yeah, so an interesting match. Well, GG, well played by both players. Let me know what you think about the match in the comments below. Until then, bye for now.